Hi everyone, and welcome. Today I would like to guide us through a brief meditation. Meditation is a practice, and it's a practice that utilizes a technique. There are many different techniques, but a meditation practice will utilize a technique meant to cultivate awareness and attention, cultivate, sharpen, develop, mature attention and focus. So, for example, some of you on here are brand new to yoga and meditation, and some of you are long-term practitioners. And if you've studied with Angie and I for any amount of time, you may have heard one or both of us refer to yoga as meditation in action. And it's true. That's a famous BKS Iyengar quote. Yoga is meditation in action. When we're practicing the yoga postures with attention, with awareness, that's meditation. The technique that we're utilizing in the meditation practice is the body practicing yoga postures. So I hope that might clear something up for some of you in itself. So yoga is a great mind training practice, but sitting in the classic kind of seated posture, meditating and breathing and meditating and working with our minds while we're sitting. It's more the classic way that we would be introduced to a meditation practice. And I'd like to come into that practice today. And I will utilize a technique I have learned from reading Thich Nhat Hahn works. I really like his technique of using words to describe what is happening with the breath. So if any of you have read him, he's wonderful. One of his techniques is to, when the meditator is breathing, to say breathing in while the meditator is breathing in, and say inside, in the mind, say breathing out as the meditator is breathing out. So that's a technique the meditator can use to sharpen the focus on what is happening, the task at hand, which is simply being aware of the breath. So it's perfectly normal for your mind to wander. The practice of meditation is using the technique at hand to bring the focus back to the moment. In other words, I've heard people say before, oh, I can't meditate. I just am lost in my thoughts. You are meditating if you're with yourself and observing the fact that you are in your thoughts. That doesn't mean that you're not meditating. When you're meditating, the objective is to notice what's happening in the mind and continue to bring yourself back to the technique that you have committed to at the beginning, if that makes sense. So like in a yoga class, you're committing to doing yoga poses. And so that would be your meditation, the meditation in action of doing your yoga poses. That's your meditation. If I'm sitting here and committing to the technique of saying, breathing in when I'm breathing in, and breathing out when I'm breathing out, that is the technique of meditation that I am applying in this moment. So I hope that clears up a little bit any questions or confusion. And if it hasn't, or if it just created more questions, you can direct message me and I'll be happy to connect with you that way. But so you'll notice I'm in a comfortable seated posture. For me, Siddhasana feels very comfortable, and it's typically my meditation seat of choice. You can sit in a chair as well. But today, why don't we commit to sitting? Unless you are in pain somewhere, I would say sit in a chair today so that we can all sit and be and commit to this seated container for the meditation. You can meditate with your eyes open and you can meditate with your eyes closed. Today, I'm going to say meditate with your eyes closed and listen to my words from here on out. Close your eyes. Be comfortable in your seated posture. This is an asana. This is a yoga posture. So be aware of the posture and create a nice, strong, open container for this posture. Relax and breathe. Relax and breathe. And begin to gently, to yourself, say, on the inhale, say, breathing in. And on the exhale, say, breathing out. On the inhale, say, breathing in. On the exhale, say, breathing out. Continue to do this meditation practice with the technique of saying, breathing in when you're breathing in, and saying, breathing out when you're breathing out. Observe how this technique is being applied. For example, does it seem very mechanical to you? Or can you begin to become curious about the relationship between your breath and the words that you are saying? For example, perhaps as you breathe in and say breathing in, perhaps you could realize that the reality is that you're observing the fact that you are inhaling. You are observing the fact that you are exhaling. Or maybe you are the type A overachiever who is saying breathing in and then you breathe in, like you're directing the fact that you're breathing. Perhaps something else is becoming apparent to you. Maybe the tone of the voice that you hear inside of your mind. Is there a quality to it? What is that quality? Is the quality of your voice something that is appealing to you? Is it something that feels harsh? Is it something that you feel neutral about? notice. Notice what is arising for you. Connect to this simple technique of breathing and stating. Breathing in and breathing out. This simple technique can show you a lot about yourself. It can show you whether or not you have the ability to maintain attention and awareness, and I promise that changes day to day. So if the mind continues to wander, it is not a problem. Breathing in, breathing out. If you notice something about the tone of your voice, that is excellent to observe. Just observe it and try not to judge it. For today, simply observe. Observe what is occurring and arising. And finally, observe the relationship between the words and the breath. Do you anticipate the breath? Are you sluggish with the statement in your mind? Does it feel mechanical, or can you bring a state of integration between the words and the actions? Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Stay with your breath. Stay with the words. If it feels quite natural, you can continue to practice. But especially if you're newer to this, do not force the issue. Be kind to yourself as you integrate this practice, as you integrate this technique. Breathing in and breathing out. And stay with your breath. Stay with your breath, but refrain now from saying the words. And notice what impact that practice has had on you. And stay with that as you gently and slowly open your eyes. And take your hands in front of your heart. Namaste. Thank you so much. And have a great day.